Hello, it's Kazuyoshi. Well, today I'm going to speak about something probably very common for everybody, but the problem is that I don't have a solution for that. And so it's going to be ending openly without any conclusion. But I want you to, hopefully, I want you to bear with that. And it's about how we're going to change we do things. And we means in this case, I'm talking about the organization or a group. So we have an experience in this, which means we, the old human being, all the time. But each time I think it's painful, the structural change I'm talking about. So there, like, think about this, there are things that had worked well for a long period of time, and some new thing came, new idea, concept, ideology, technology, environment change, and that set of structure is not going to work anymore. And it started with a prediction, but day by day, time by time, people know that it's not going to work anymore, at least 10 years from now, or kind of like that. And we definitely need to shift, move toward to something new. And there are problems here. Something new is not known yet, number one. And of course, all the things are built, created based on the original kind of a structure. Things are too complicatedly connected. And it was well, it's still doing good to a certain kind of a reasonably wide extent. It's doing good. And some visionary people start talking about that this is not going to work, and you intellectually understand that, but emotionally not. And there are various type of people depending on what they are doing. So some people are involved on the things that really requires that structure. But some people are environmentally or situationally, they can become much more agile, can change, shift, and the gap will become bigger. And some people talk about this like dinosaur thing, the people who don't want to change looks like a dinosaur, which means extinct someday. But still, look at the situation. This group of people, or this kind of a organization, whatever, they need to sustain that. And really, this looks like there's no way out. So, but we all know that the trend is going this way, and it's going to change. At what point? And where are you? Where are you? If you are president of a country or prime minister, top executive or officer of the running the country, or you are a citizen, of course, you have families, kids. The kids need to grow in this system, but it's going to change. I don't know if the college is going to be needed 30 years from now, but it's needed now. So how do we do this? And we have done this in the past, but as you can read from the article, as you can think on your own, it's very easy to understand. It took longer than we are experiencing. They were able to switch over the generations, like my grandfather was doing this, and next generation, dad shifted towards this. And I am kind of up, but it happens in 5 years or maybe 10 years. So we have to change, which is very hard. So that is the world that we are living now. And that is the fact which we can't escape from. So as I told you, there's no answer for this. And I'm not quite sure how all of the people can find one single solution. But I don't have a solution, but I have a suggestion. And that is this. So we implement the approach that is called balance wheel. Balance wheel is a simple chart that you draw piece of paper, draw 4 lines, 1, 2, 3, 4. You can imagine that 1, 2, 3, 4, and you have 8 spaces here, and each of the spaces are there for you to write down your goals for your life. And we have different goals, which means that as a theme, we have a lot of top themes or topics that we want to cover in our life. And my suggestion is this. We are going to have a difficult time, or we are already, but it's going to be harder and harder. So try to draw a balance wheel. At least think about what is important for you in your life. Start with just for you. And then try to think about the future of each element. Something may not change, something will change. Like a friendship is not going to change, but for some parts, it's going to change. So I would suggest that you think about your future by yourself. And doing this will expand your thought and probably lower your anxiety for the future, and also nurture some strength for you to overcoming that structural change. And this is going to be a very small step. If you are running a company or organization, you need to deal with numbers of people or hundreds of people. So, but we have to imagine that each of the person has each personal life. So everybody has to overcome that. So it starts with your own soul, but you will also imagine that everybody are put in the same situation. That will help you become a strong leader because you have thought about yourself thoroughly, and you will start speaking to other people that we also should think about our own future, and then I think we can gain more confidence. It's just going to be changing and unstable, but we have a stronger chance to be able to deal with that structural change. And the last thing is that, but it's very difficult because some old big organization has a strong structure and they want to maintain that. But yeah, and so therefore it's not going to be changed easily. Probably some of them will need to just lose and maybe die. But if you look at individually, everybody knows that things are changing. So it's a collective intelligence, knowledge, and work of any organization, if that's very old-fashioned. The collective intelligence of people. So each individual knows that what's coming. So what I say is that if you start with yourself, you could talk to people around you, and it's going to gradually increase. No, I don't think the one big statement will change everybody, but one by one, and then the people starts to accept the change that's happening and go back to their work. They need to secure this, but they become much more creative than that. So then in their individual life, they start changing, which finally have a influence on that strong organization. So that's the best that I can talk today, but I hope this will be a help. And so we're going to have a hard time, but hopefully it's going to be a fun time. All right, that is for today. Thank you.